Okay, so let's get started here. First thing that we need to do is install Unity. Currently, I actually have Unity installed already, but we're gonna actually look at the website itself, and I'm gonna show you what you need. First thing you need to know is, yes, you can use the free version. There are 3 levels. There's the free version of it. It does pretty much everything that you need it to do. Not everything that it can do, it does, but most everything you can handle with. Then there's the Plus that gives you pretty much everything, like within like 1 or 2 things that most people don't need. And then there's the Pro version that gives you everything. Excuse me. The Plus and the Pro give you a 20% discount as of right now on the asset store, which is kind of nice. And it gives you a chance to change the background color or the UI color of the interface to a much more subtle, dark background, which is easier on the eyes. As of right now, it's $35 a month for Plus and $125 a month for Pro. There are limits that you can use. The free version, if you make you can use the free version as long as you make $100,000 a year or less in your studio. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, so if you make more than that, up to $200,000 a year, you need to purchase the Plus version. All right, so if you're making between $100,000 and $200,000 a year in that in your studios, then you need to go ahead and buy the Plus version. Oh no, $35 a month to make between $100,000 and $200,000 a month, right? And then if you're making more than $200,000 a month, you need to go ahead and go up to the Pro version, and then it's unlimited money at that point. They do have an extra one, another tier that most people don't need, most companies don't need, an enterprise tier, but I'm not going to talk about that. So, what you need to do right now is to go ahead and open your web browser and go to unity3d.com. So, unity3d.com. All right, and this is what it currently looks like. Of course, it's going to change fairly soon. So, what you want to do is you want to go over here and hit Get Unity. Click on that, and it's going to take you to the list of the 3 ones here. So this is what it currently is right now. You can go ahead and do all this stuff. Look through that, feel what you need to do here. You can go ahead and hit Try Personal. That will be fine for now. As a student, that's great. So you need to agree to these things. Yeah, sorry. So you'll hit, by clicking that, you confirm, blah, 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 blah. So you'll download the Windows installer here. Please use this one right here, because this will get you the latest version of it. So it's going to download the sadly cut off version of this, the Unity Download Assistant. All right. So it's going to give you a few ideas of things that you can do here, but we're going to click on this, and I'm going to run it here. Answer yes to the burning question that pops up here. So we're gonna kind of step into it. I'm gonna show you what you're gonna need. There's some things that are not gonna show up on mine because I already have it installed, but I will tell you about them. So we're gonna hit next on here, and it's gonna ask you to agree to their terms of service. We're gonna give away your 20th born now, right? So we're gonna check that and hit next. All right. So currently, these are the things that are installed on mine. You're going to see some extra ones that are labeled something about Visual Studio, maybe Microsoft Visual Studio. And check everything that has Microsoft Visual Studio, has Microsoft in it, or anything like that. All right. You're also going to leave Unity, the Unity one here checked, because obviously we want that. I like having this in here, even though I don't like using it. It's there. I'm going to leave that available. Please check the documentation and standard assets. Definitely need standard assets because we use some of those, or we use that all the time inside the lecture. I highly suggest the example project. because it'll give you something to look at, and we're going to go through that as well. If you have an Android device, you can build for that for free. So if you want to, you can check that. If you are on the Mac side, you can check the iOS build support. If you have a developer account, which is about $100 a year, you can do that. tvOS, same thing for Apple TV. Linux build support. So if you know that one person that has like a Linux game machine, you can use that. And Mac build support if you wish to have that as well. So if you're on the Mac side, you definitely want to have Mac build support so you can build for the machine itself. If you're on the Windows side, just leave Windows stuff there. That's kind of automatic. All right, so the Windows Store, the .NET scripting backend, and the IL2 CPP scripting backend. Check both of those if you want. If you want the ability at some time in the future to, I don't know, put your code on or your game on an Xbox One. I currently have Euphoria augmented reality support here because it has like VR stuff in it and all that cool things here. You can check WebGL build support if you wish. Currently, I can't suggest having Facebook Game Room support build support checked because of issues. All right, so do what you want on those, but make sure the ones here, at least these here, are checked. All right, and anything labeled Visual Studio. All right. So the next part, I'm going to hit next on this. It's going to kind of take us to this next screen to ask you what you want to do. It's going to tell you how much it's going to take to download. And yeah, you'd want to go ahead and hit next on there. I am not going to do this because I already have it installed. And one of the things that you need to do before you continue past this is you need to close everything else out. And I mean everything. Because what it's going to do is it's actually going to install Visual Studio, which is pretty much the premier development software for Windows. And that needs to put a lot of little things into your machine. And if you have other things running, you can run into issues. One of the other things that you'll want to do, and I probably should have said this earlier, but what you want to do before you get into this, in fact, you could probably hit cancel now if you don't remember doing this recently, is you should go ahead and go and do all of your updates for your computer. And we're talking Windows updates. So if you go to Start, and then the gear icon, and then go to Update Security, and check for updates. So if it finds that there are updates, do those updates and reboot twice. Yeah, I know it's weird. Reboot twice. Do this until you're completely done with your updates. It's a good thing. All right, so when you're done with that, you let it run. Depending on how fast your internet connection is, it could take a while. So let that run, and we'll pick up from there. At the end of it, either ask you to reboot. If it does, please do reboot. One of the other things it'll probably ask you to do is to create an account. Go ahead and do that and fill out for what you're doing right now. You'll end up probably creating a free account, so that's cool. All right, so we're going to come back to that in the next video, and we're going to kind of mess around with getting around in Unity. All right, see you then.